definitely doing.
So nice to see how they're doing their part. Absolutely.
Going to give thanks to them.
Yes.
For helping out that way. Well, we do have rain. I guess we could give thanks for that because we do need it occasionally. Maybe the timing is bad. Most of it's light, but there's a couple heavier thunderstorms out there, which we will take a look at. But maybe you're headed out the door, making plans for the next 3 days. Pretty much what we've talked about over the last couple of days, and that is that Wednesday, a little bit of drizzle, but I think our next rain event on Wednesday will not arrive until late in the day. It still looks like Thanksgiving is going to be a soaker, but the rain decreasing on Friday, so I think we're going to be dry for those of you coming downtown for the traditional Christmas tree lighting on the river. But what about just the next hour or maybe the next 15 minutes if you're headed out the door? Well, here's what's happened over the last 3 hours. About 70% of us with rain, most of it light, just enough for some slick roads, but there are some heavier thunderstorms. So we're going to zoom in to 2 of the heaviest. This first one, if you look at it, in fact, has had some lightning, but over the last 30 minutes or so, it is beginning to weaken. Has some heavy rain. We're talking about northwestern Nassau, Charlton County, especially around Folkestone, and then especially the western half of Camden County. That will continue to go to the northeast, and I think will continue to weaken. But look at this. For November, late November, that's a lot of lightning, maybe some wind gusts to 45 miles per hour with this thunderstorm complex, and not weakening yet, lined up along I-75 in Alachua County from the Springs area down to Gainesville, and then that will continue to work off to the northeast. So Lake Butler, Brooker, Glen St. Mary, McClenny, Lottie, we're talking about those of you in Union and Bradford and Baker, and during the next hour, this thunderstorm complex might even hold together and make it to far western Duval and far northwestern Clay County. And remember, this is just the first event. The next one is gathering rain around Texas and the parishes of Louisiana, and that's going to be an even more significant soaker for us. But if you're headed out the door or if you have loved ones traveling, the only significant weather event that might be enough to cause some airport delays outside of what's happening over Florida and coastal Georgia is the far northwest. That is up around Portland and into Seattle. But they can handle this stuff. It's windy, gusts to about 50 miles per hour, and heavy rain and melting mountain snows and even some mudslides. But as far as the airports are concerned, probably just minor delays there. So what about here? And really, let's also look at the weather from Atlanta to Charlotte, Chicago, D.C., and New York. First of all, for us, there goes the event we've had today with the bulk of that energy heading off to the northeast, catching folks from Savannah to Charleston and eventually coastal North Carolina. But this is going to be our next event, starting to gather some rain and even some thunderstorms out over the Gulf of Mexico. And then Thanksgiving morning, now this is midnight Wednesday into Thursday, watch this activity spin and then head to the northeast. So that's going to send a soaker our way Thanksgiving Day. By Friday, wetter down south and then off to the east, and then rain gradually tapering off from west to east as we go from Friday into Saturday. I think by Saturday afternoon, very nice weather here. So it's going to be a grayer day at the beaches for those of you that maybe already have some visitors in town. I don't think any heavy rains will return to the beaches until later in the day. Back over land, look for highs of 70. Could be some fog and drizzle early in the morning. Might want to think about that for those of you starting off early. And then bright, sunny, fresh air blows in Sunday.